I'd like to start by thanking the organisers of tonight for making the first session in this series about transport. It seems very timely with the Formula One Grand Prix having just run and with our Transport Supremo, Sir Eddington, having released a plan for Melbourne transport, including $10 billion spending on tollways. I operate a small business called Human Powered Cycles in Brunswick East, and we spend a lot of time restoring old bikes, servicing bikes, and trying to encourage people to ride bikes. It's been going for about 2 years commercially. It's important to talk about the history, to look at the trajectory of where it's going and where transport in a wider sense is going. But it's grown from about 6 years of bicycle restoration and community work as a small volunteer collective, helping to get lots of people cycling, particularly people who don't have access to basic mobility means and can't afford a bicycle. Let's move on to this. So the charity work runs through a project called Bikes for Asylum Seekers. This project's run for about 4 years and is combating transport disadvantage. It's not just asylum seekers who are receiving the bikes that we produce. It also includes others suffering severe economic stress, refugees, homeless people, unemployed people, and others on request. But the asylum seekers are a particularly good example because they're under extreme transport disadvantage, often not having any rights to work, rights to welfare, and being at the mercy of the community. The project so far has helped around 200 people get bikes, get that basic mobility to get around their area, and as they're dependent on welfare for housing, they're often stranded quite far from public transport, which without any rights to work can often be too expensive for them. I think I should have shown that one first. So looking more at issues of sustainability and cycling as a form of transport, it's important to see sustainability not just as an environmental issue, but also as a social issue. We need social sustainability before we can find, or as we find, environmental sustainability. Addressing inequality and poverty are all part of the big picture. This is one of the beliefs that got Human Powered started, and that's why we help asylum seekers and those in need. But I do think that we're working against a global marketing machine which is trying to tell us that buying a new hybrid car is a green solution to our transport needs. Consumerism, in my opinion, is not sustainable, it's not the answer. That's the other thing that got the human-powered ball rolling was trying to reuse the bikes, keep them on the road, recycle what we can't use, and try not to encourage people to consume and pass through resources and energy. I want to give an example of a 50-year-old bicycle which has been kept serviceable compared to a bicycle of today. They both allow for active transport, they both get you from A to B without exhaust emissions, and they both work on your anaerobic and aerobic fitness, which is really important in today's society with the issues of obesity and sedentary lifestyle disease. But the one difference, which is important to note, is that the 50-year-old bicycle will probably be rolling still in 50 years if you keep it serviced, whereas today's bikes are built to be much more short-sighted in their prescription. Thank you.